Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing the Passenger Book Challenge, and this video is being sponsored by Disney Hyperion, and this video is also inspired by Alexandra Bracken's new book, Passenger. Oh yeah, I recently read this book, and I freaking loved it so much. Basically, we follow this girl by the name of Etta, who is a violinist living in New York with her mother, and one day, she is sucked into this world full of time travel, and she must uncover this mystery involving her mother's past. It's adventurous, there's some romance in it, and there's this epic mystery. I would highly recommend checking out Passenger. I'll be doing a full video review on this book soon, but today's video is being inspired by this book, and that challenge is to showcase some of your favorite books taking place in different countries. So I'm going to be rounding up 5 of my favorite books that take place in different places other than the United States of America. So we're going to hop on an invisible plane, you guys are going to be my passenger, and we're going to fly through some books that take place in different countries. Without further ado, let's get started with the Passenger Challenge! I don't need a plane, I can be my own plane. The Jessie the Reader plane, oh yeah. I can't do a video like this and not mention my all-time favorite book, and that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Now in this trilogy they do travel to some different places, but I'm not gonna say those different places because that might be a little bit spoilery. But the first book does take place in Wales. We have this main character named Jacob who is trying to uncover this mystery behind his grandfather's past, so he travels to Wales with his father to uncover this mystery. I obviously just love everything about the story, from the photographs to the writing to the overall story, and of course the crazy awesome Peculiar Gang. Next up, we're going to be traveling to London, England in Whoopah, A Darker Shade of Magic. Now in this book, we actually get 3 different versions of London because we travel through alternate versions of London within this book. We've got Red London, we've got Grey London, and we've got White London. We follow a traveler by the name of Kell who jumps through these different alternate versions of London, carrying messages between the different royals. He also does a little bit of smuggling, and one day he smuggles something that he probably should not smuggle, and it causes all sorts of chaos. As you guys know, I pretty much love every book that Victoria Schwab puts out, and this one is no exception. The writing is A+, and she's a fantastic storyteller, and her characters are just super vibrant and interesting. Would highly recommend checking out A Darker Shade of Magic. Next up, we're gonna travel to Sussex, England. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Correct me if I'm saying it wrong in the comments. And for this location, we're diving into The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, one of the most extraordinary and strange books I've ever read. This story is about a guy who returns to his childhood home after many, many years of living there, and we get transported back in time to when he was a boy and an adventure he had when he was growing up. This is a really strange book that will just leave you questioning everything that you just read. Next up, we're traveling to Paris, France, and The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. Not only do we get to travel to Paris, France within this book, but we also get taken back to the 1930s. This book just has this amazing cinematic feeling, which is probably why it was translated into a film a few years ago. There's no other experience like reading a Brian Selznick book because there are amazing illustrations throughout this book, and you also just get swept away and you feel like you yourself are within this story. The next place we're going to is Japan in When You Were Here by Daisy Whitney. The main reason I picked up this book was because of the fact that it took place in Japan. I was so excited when I found out that this book took place in Japan because it's a place that I really want to visit someday, and there's really not a lot of books that take place in Japan, at least in the young adult genre. This book is about a boy whose mother passes away of cancer. After receiving a letter about his mother's property in Japan, he decides to take a trip out to Japan to visit that property to kind of be reconnected with his mother in some way. I really love the Japan aspect of the story, but I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted the author to explore Japan a little bit more, but I know that that wasn't the main focus of the story. Obviously there was this big situation with the main character going on, but I just wanted a little bit more of Japan. If you guys have any book recommendations of books that take place in Japan, you should hit me up in the comments, recommend me some books that take place in Japan, because I would really like to read more books that take place in Japan. So those are the 5 books that I've picked for the Passenger Challenge. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You guys should let me know down below if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you visit? I'd probably go to Japan just because that whole culture really interests me, and I'd love to learn more about it and just experience it for myself. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Later. I obviously just love it. As a boy, The Invention of Hugo Cabret by What did I just do? I just messed up big time. Oh boy.